Guys, welcome to the video. In this one, I'm literally going to be showing you the exact blueprint, framework, strategy, whatever you want to call it, on how to hit six figures and beyond. Just make a shitload of money very easily and get loads of leads as any sort of creative. But today I'm going to be talking about videographers and photographers because that's my niche. But if you're a designer, this is also going to work the exact same way. This is a flow chart that I built out in 10 minutes. This is the exact same framework that I used to use to grow my own agency to like $500,000 per year. And if you implement this, I would be very, very, very surprised if you don't make a lot of money, or at least make enough to have a very comfortable living. So without further ado, let's jump into it, and I'll show you exactly how it works. And you can have all of this for free out of the goodness of my heart. So we want to start over here to the left, and this is where most of your time and work should be spent at the start, by far. Do not skip this step and do not rush it. Really think about it. And that is niching and positioning. We don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of none. We don't want to be a generalist. We want to be a specialist, because the whole flow chart does not work unless you're a specialist. And if you haven't got a flow chart, you haven't got a funnel, you haven't got a flywheel, you're fucked. You need something, some sort of system or strategy to follow that's going to make you money consistently. So I'm going to give you an example here so this is easier. Why don't we select real estate photographer? That's what we're going to use for the simple flow chart. So we're going to have a real estate photographer. So if I put that up here, real estate photographer. So you're a photographer. You've just realized, yeah, okay, I've watched Ben's video. I want to do real estate. Okay, we'll whack that in there somewhere. I want to do real estate. So then you niche, that's your positioning. And you might have a tagline that says something like, what's going to be competitive? What's going to be good? Real estate photography for luxury homes that book calls. So we're calling out who the niche is within the niche, luxury homes. We're calling out the service, photography, and we're calling out what it does. And that's the most important part, because that's what's going to get your clients salivating. Because if they read that and they think, fucking hell, he's a photographer that understands that all I want is for people to book a viewing from the photos. He understands that. Great, let's hire him, because I want people to book a viewing so I can make money. So that's your personal brand, right? And you're probably going to want to grow this on either two platforms, Instagram or LinkedIn. For this scenario, we're going to use LinkedIn. Actually, for this scenario, I'll do both, just so it's simple for you and you can understand it from both sides. So there are two ways that you can get clients. Two ways that you should actually be considering. Aside, you can do cold calling, you can do walking in, but today I'm going to be using this little thing called the internet. And this is where most of your time should be going. This is if you want to scale, this is the way to go, because you can reach out to 100 people a day without leaving a chair. It is way more beneficial and way more efficient, way more streamlined. I'm not saying print media and cold calling and going into the offices is over or stupid, not at all. But let's just be efficient with our time. We're here to make money, not piss about. So, first strategy we have is organic content, which, as you know, is just posting organic social content with the hopes that it will bring in leads. Chances are, if you're doing just organic content, it's not going to bring in jack shit, and the stuff it does bring in is going to be low ticket clients or people who just ghost you. So if you're bashing your head against the wall of organic content, I hear you. It doesn't work unless you are someone who is insanely good at making short form content. But even then, you're going after views and not clients or conversions. And it's all about clients and conversions, guys. There are people out there who I work with who have YouTube channels of less than 1,000 subscribers who are making 20 to 30K a month, because of those 900 subscribers, all of them are potential leads and clients. And that's what we really give a shit about. So, Ben, how do we make organic content work then? Well, we build it into something called a flywheel. And a flywheel essentially is a mix of organic content, cold outreach, and warm outreach. And when you tie them together, they are insanely powerful, borderline dangerous about how good they are. A flywheel is so efficient because it compounds over time. And the longer you run the flywheel, the more leads you'll get and the higher paid clients you'll get, because it compounds. And I'll explain how it compounds now. So, for example, let's say we build a LinkedIn flywheel. Very, very, very simple format. what we do is we will use a piece of software like Apollo IO, or we will use Sales Navigator on LinkedIn, and we will connect with people in our niche. So we, as a real estate photographer, are going to connect with whatever our appetite for travel is. So within, I don't know, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, real estate agents in that area. And we will hone in those on LinkedIn or Apollo or other softwares of your choosing. Other softwares do apply. And we will select, you know, how many employees they have, where they are, their industry, so obviously real estate. And, you know, if you're using the right tool, you can also search for things like if they're hiring, which is a good indicator that they have money to burn on marketing, and things like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to start connecting with around 10 to 20 per day. And you might think, oh, I'm going to run out after 2 days. No, you're not. That will give you probably in the thousands of people to work with, or hundreds, but enough for you to make 6 figures off, because you don't need 100 clients. You need like 5, right? Everyone out there who just says you need to pump leads and pump customers, they're wrong. You just need to get like 5 or 6 clients who are paying you a decent amount each month. So back to the flywheel. We are connecting with these people. We're doing personalized notes when we connect with them. And we are just trying to nurture relationships through communication. At the same time, we are going to post content on LinkedIn that they are going to fucking love. So what sort of content would a real estate agent or a real estate broker love to see? Well, they're going to love to see amazingly shot, high-end home photography, right? That's the easy part. Let's get a bit deeper on that organic content. What else could we post or share about? Well, maybe we could start positioning ourselves as a bit of the expert. So instead of being like a real estate photographer, we're like a real estate photographer strategist, or a photographer strategist who works in real estate. And by that, I mean, you could share content that's like, did you know that if you have a photo of the bedroom on Rightmove as the first image, it increases conversions by 22%. I mean, I just made that up, right? But you want to be educating your audience with stuff that is going to help them solve their biggest pain points. And I guarantee with real estate agents, their biggest pain points is booking viewings and selling houses. And if you can position yourself in a way that you understand their pain points, and better yet, you know how to solve them, these people will start replying to your messages. They'll start engaging in your content. They'll start basically engaging with you. And then what we do is we get them onto sales calls, and we pitch our offer, we pitch our work, and we just go like that. So the flywheel, in a sense, harnesses cold and warm outreach and organic content to, we basically connect with people so they become aware of us. We warm them up with content so they start to like us, and then we nurture them for long enough that they get to trust us. And once someone knows, likes, and trusts you, guess what? They buy from you. So that's how a flywheel works. Paid content, I'll go into this very briefly because we'll cover it later on in the video. That is simply like meta ads that you run on Facebook or Instagram, possibly YouTube, but I would probably just say meta. You can run them on LinkedIn as well to help with a flywheel, but LinkedIn ads tend to be very expensive and not the best. So they're not, the thing is, they're just not that much better than organic, whereas organic on Meta is so much better. Sorry, paid ads on Meta is so much better than organic on Meta. So everything has its time and its place, right? So we're running the flywheel, guys, and then we're speaking to customers, we're getting on sales calls, we're getting leads, we're getting people who are interested in hiring us as a real estate photographer. Whoop, whoop. Things are going well. The flywheel's starting to work. Now, from these leads, we get them on sales calls here, and we convert them into customers. Fantastic, guys. We're starting to get paid work in our niche. And you'll find that it's way easier to get leads and customers when this is dialed in, because if you're a real estate photographer who specializes in photography that drives conversions, for example, you are going to stand out against all the other photographers. Because if they're just photographers, they're not specialized in the niche and the industry and the client, whereas you are. And like, the best way I can describe this is, a client of mine explained, I explained niching to one of my clients, and he said that when he niched down, his daughter was asking him why. And he gave a really good example to her that I'll share with you. And he said to her, she's like a 9-year-old girl, and she said, "Daddy, why are you niching?" And he said, "It's going to be more valuable." And she says, "Why?" And he said, imagine there was 3 hairdressers on the street, and one of them said, best haircuts for girls, and the other 2 were just hairdressers. He said to her, which one would you go in? She goes, well, the one for little girls. Well, there you go. Because it's targeted to the avatar. Like, they're going to be way more pulled in because you are speaking directly to them and you're talking about their pain points. So they feel like they can relate to you and they feel like you can help them. That's why this is so important. If you don't understand the importance of niching, you're fucked. You need to niche, especially in today's world, because generalists will be replaced by AI because generalists are nothing special, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. So, guys, sales calls, people into customers, we want to remain here for a bit. We're not looking to do super high ticket at this point. We're learning to get the work, get paid for the work, of course. But this is much more of a research phase. So we can find out from the real estate agents or whoever your niche is, what are their biggest pain points? What are their gripes? You know, is it, oh, we love working with photographers, but there's always just so much delay on getting the photos back. Or we love working with photographers, but we have to wait 2 weeks to book them in. Or they can't do more than 1 house per day, or most of them aren't licensed for drone. You know, I'm just making shit up, but like, figure out what their pain points are, and then we are going to build an offer around those pain points. You can't do this unless you've been in the niche for a long time, unless you work with customers. So you can't jump to the offer and go straight into high ticket. We need to get customers, work for them for a bit, understand their pain points so we can make an irresistible offer. And more importantly, we gain testimonials. Testimonials is by far the best piece of marketing material you will ever obtain. Testimonials, they trump paid ads, they trump content, they trump flywheels, because they are literally someone in your niche, someone like your dream client saying to your dream client, I hired Ben for this problem. He nailed it. Here are the results. He's sick. You should hire him. Like, it doesn't matter what sort of nice content you post or how good your ads are. If they hear that from like a competitor, they're going to hire you. So, testimonials. We build out testimonials and we start putting them into our organic flywheel. That becomes part of the marketing content, which is just going to fucking supercharge the leads and get more customers in the door. So this whole thing now is the flywheel. Your flywheel into your leads, into your customers, into your testimonials. And that's just building up really nice. You do this for like anywhere from like 3 to 6 months, I would say, to get really competent. Depends how busy you get. And that's going to give you loads of insights and data into your offer. And once you've dialed in your offer, this is when you can move into something called high ticket, where we move away from, let's say, doing, I don't know, $1 to $4K projects, or, you know, within that range, anywhere from $500 if you're super cheap and starting out, all the way up to like 3 or 4K. With high ticket, because we know the pain points and we know the suffering and we know, more importantly, how to solve them, we can build out packages for our clients that are going to be irresistible. So, if we know, for example, that they hate working with photographers who take ages to deliver the photography, they take ages to book in because they're always booked up or busy, and they want ones that are drone qualified because they want drone shots, and they want to do houses, they want to do 2 to 3 houses a day, maybe they want a floor plan, I don't know, you know, whatever these pain points are, we build an offer that has all of these pain points solved. And what we say is, look, what we're going to do is I'm going to offer you a retainer for 12 months. And in that retainer, I'm going to solve all of these pain points, and we're going to list them as well about how valuable they are. So, you know, generic real estate photography, $3,000 per month, for example. Drone add-on, $2,000 per month. Turnaround time under 2 days, $2,000 per month. Booking availability within 3 days, £2,500 per month, dollars per month, whatever. 24/7 WhatsApp support with your estate agent, $1,500 a month. Analytic reporting, so we can see how well the content is doing, $2,000 per month. And then maybe you throw in some other weird shit, like, you know, you bring on a videographer for one of the bigger houses you do each month, $2,000, right? And you get a value stack like that, and you put it on when we list it out like how I've done. And let's just say that the total value of that to them is like $12,000 per month. What we then say to the client is, hey, client, here's $12,000 of stuff that I know you need because I did the work here. I did the work here that I know you need this. And there's $12,000 per month of value here that I'm going to offer it to you. But all I want, retainer, what I want 6 to 7 grand a month locked in for 12 months, and I'll deliver this for you. Now they're going to look at that and they're going to say, well, maybe they'll think, well, 6 or 7 grand a month is a lot of money. However, we're getting 12 grand's worth of value here. So I'd feel kind of stupid saying no. And I've worked with Ben on a few projects and his stuff is good. And what he says about the content he delivers, it does get results. And we have increased our bookings. We have increased our sales because of his photography and his turnaround time and his availability to get booked in. It becomes very enticing. And to you, it's not like you're saying, but Ben, I'm giving away 12 grand a month. It's not, because the value to them and the value to you is very different. Like the idea of you doing drone, if you're already drone licensed and you carry the drone with you, is basically zero. It's just going to be another 20 minutes of getting the drone up. That's not worth 3 grand a month to you, but to them it is. And that's how you can scale, by building those packages out. So you go into high ticket, and then what you can do to supercharge it is you use the money and all the profit you're making from high ticket and you pump that straight into paid ads. And then all of a sudden, you've got testimonials going into your flywheel, which are making crazy amounts of leads for you. You're turning the high ticket sales and taking some profit out of that, pumping them into ads, which is also making leads. Guess what? You don't have a fucking lead problem anymore. You have a deliverability problem. Because if you're still just a real estate photographer, you ain't got enough time, man. You're going to need to hire photographers, editors, maybe a project manager, maybe a producer to do it. That's how you solve the lead problem, which most creatives get stuck on forever and they never solve. And that's kind of where this is where most of them die. And a lot of them get stuck here and they say, oh, the market's too saturated, or it's never going to work. The market's changing. No, bro, you just suck at marketing. You're a sick photographer, don't get me wrong, but you suck at marketing because you didn't get into photography or a creative field to get good at marketing. But newsflash, you have to be good at marketing. Just like you have to be good at finance to a certain degree, or else you're going to go bankrupt. You have to know the basics, or else you're just going to rely on referrals and get fucking nowhere. Because if you're relying on referrals and you've got other people in your niche, or you're not even niche down, who are cold DMing your prospects, running paid ads to them, doing content flywheels, and doing testimonials in front of them, they ain't hiring you for jack. Or if they do, they ain't paying you jack. So once you're in high ticket, you're pumping paid content, the flywheel is going like fucking crazy, you got loads of leads, that's how you scale into an agency. From this model, I would be very surprised if you couldn't hit multi-six figures. 1 to 300K a year. That's all you have to do. That's my secret. If you follow that, you don't even need to hire me as a coach. You follow that, you will make loads of money. If you do want to hire me as a coach, and I can help you build this out and work with you one-on-one, book a sales call in the description. And we can help you get to here and go from there. But that's, guys, it's that simple and it's that easy. And it can be a lot of fun. Like, business doesn't have to be hard and it doesn't have to be complex. It can be as simple as this, a flow chart that you can look at every day and learn at the back of your hand within a couple of minutes. And it's fun. I think it's fun. I really enjoy helping people do this sort of thing because for whatever reason, to me, it just comes naturally. Like, I guess like a creative person, it becomes natural to be a photographer, but I'm waffling on at this point. But guys, use it, don't use it. I really hope it helped. And yeah, best of luck in 2025, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.